Good afternoon. Welcome you back. This
No,
is
it's evening.
okay. Good evening and good afternoon, and welcome back. So this is the seventh class of our Python level one.
Wait, no, wait, doesn't it? Wait, doesn't this Python end on May 11th?
May 11th.
Yes.
Okay, and then yeah, let me check. Okay, so all right. So let's just review what we have learned the last week. So let me just give you some quizzes. Okay. Let me check. I got two students in the waiting room. So let me admit them in. All right. So we stopped here last week. So this gives me a very good opportunity to ask you question to see if you still remember. Okay. We talk about that a string has an index, and the index value starts from 0. So every character in that string has a position. That position is represented by the index value, and the index value starts from 0. All right. So this is one of our examples when I taught you the class. So let me ask you, what do you get if you use this one? So can you put your answer in the chat window, everyone? I got one answer. I got two answers. So Ethan, can you do this question? So what is your answer? Do you still remember?
Uh,
So you threw it into trash can already, right?
no.
So then put your answer here.
For me. Oh no, never mind, never mind. I just need to do one quick thing.
Okay, I get four answers.
Mine says error.
All right. Do not ask the computer to do it. Okay. You need to do it in your mind. Use your brain to do it. Okay. All right. I think most of the students get it right. It's E. Why it is E? Because you see, Python has a negative index. So the last one is -1. So you say you calculate from the -1, -2, -3, -4. -4 position is E. Okay, so you got E. All right. Now let me ask you for these two. So what value do you got for this one? Can you tell me? Put your answer there. Put your answer here. Okay, I get one answer from Adrian. Okay, I get two answers. Three. Okay, Richard. So tell me what is this result? So when you run this, what do you get? So most of you get it right, but I do get two answers. Let me ask you, okay, Jeff, what is your answer and why you think your answer is right? Jeff,
Wait, can you hear me?
can you answer that, Jeff?
Can you hear me?
Um, a little bit closer to your microphone, please.
Okay. Wait, can you hear me now?
Yes, very well.
Okay, so I don't really know. I didn't really do any coding over the April break, so like something else. So I kind of forgot.
Okay. All right. Forgot is a good answer also. Okay. So, Ethan. So, what is your answer and why?
1.
One. Why is one?
I don't know. But that's the answer that I got. Just
Okay. So, Adrian.
So I got 3 because the position for P inside of the index is 3.
Yes. So, right answer is 3 because you see from this. You see from this diagram, this picture. You see position here is 3, and that's P, right? So you ask what is the index value for P here? That's why it is 3, right? -2 is also right, but if you do, okay, -2 actually is not right. You can never get it in a negative value if you do it this one, okay? You do it this way. You will never get in a negative value, all right? So this will only give you the positive index value. And then this one I think should be easy, right? So Ethan, what is this? What is this one?
I did not test yet. I did not test.
Do not test it. Use your own brain. Okay. All right. So LP, as you see, it's the result will be 2 because
2.
that's the position where it appears, right? LP. And then what is this one? What is this one? Let me ask Eva. What will we got?
I don't know.
Okay. So this already tell us it's an error because T does not exist in it. So if you ask what index value of T is, you get an error. It does not know. So let me just show you, okay? All right. So let me show word equal to help A. All right. So now let me just run it. Word index. Okay. So index what? T, right? T. I got an error. But if I do index L, P, and then what I get? I get a 2, right? So that's why. So if it does not exist, you get an error. So that's where we stopped last week. So today let's continue learn string. And I said string is the most important data type. Once you learn it, it will be easier for you to learn the next one. Okay. All right. So today now we are going to slice it. We're going to slice a string. So how do you slice a string? You see substrings can be specified with the slice notation. 2 indices separated by a colon. Can you guys type in this in your Python? See what you get. So it should give you this, right? So let me then I will
I have to go to the bathroom. Can I go to the bathroom first?
go ahead. Go ahead. No worry. Go ahead. Okay. So you see what do I got? I got a HE, right? And then word 2, 4. What do I got? Oh, sorry. Should be 2 colon 4. Colon, okay. I got a LP. So what does it mean here? I want you to understand it. If you wanted to do a substring or you do slash, so the first index here is the start of that substring. And the second one is the end, but It is exclusive. It is exclusive. Right? So that means the character at this position is not included. So it ends at this position. So that's why you get LP. And that's also why you get HE here, 0, 2, right? Because the word equal to help A, that's word. So that's why 0, 2, you get HE. Can you guys hear me? Hello? So Eva,
Oh,
can you hear me, Eva?
Yeah.
So how about you, Richard?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good. You can hear me. That's good. Okay. All right. So does this make sense to you? This slash, this substring. Okay, Richard asked me to go back to the previous slide. So let me go back to the previous slide. Good enough. Okay. All right. So here, let's give you the substring. I want you to understand that the first index is the start. And the second index is where it ends, but it is exclusive. It does not include this one. Okay. So I want you guys to try more of those. You can try 1, 4. See what you get. All right.
Good job for me. I got error.
Can you share me your problem?
I did that. When I run it,
Okay, because you did not tell the system what a word is. So can you in the very beginning go to the top?
right here.
No. Yeah, go more. Yeah, the first line. Okay, in the first line. Okay, go to the beginning of it. All right. Can you type in word equal to?
Okay.
Word equal to.
Word.
Equal to. Colon quote.
What do you say?
Quote.
Quart?
Yes. Word equal to. No. Let me show you. Okay. Can you stop sharing?
Okay.
You need to have this line of code. This will tell the system what a word is. Can you see my screen? You need to put this in the very beginning, okay? So the system knows what a word is. Okay? All right. So let's move on. And then, can you guys try this? And you see, you do not have 0 here. And try this one. You do not have the next index here. And see what you get. Go ahead and do that. I want you guys to go ahead and do it. So slash indices have useful defaults. Okay. So then I try that first. Then I will ask you to help me read this slide here, this part. That will help you understand. Go ahead and try it. You see, you did not provide the first index here. So that means the default value will be 0. It means from the beginning to this position. Here you see you do not have the second index value here. Then the default value is to the end of the string. You say start from this position to the end. Okay. So then I think this paragraph should make sense to you. And that's a rule. So Jessica, can you help me read this paragraph?
Slice and indexes have useful defaults. An omitted first index defaults to 0, and omitted second index defaults to the size of the string being sliced.
Correct. That means, okay, if you omitted the second one, it means from that position to the end of the string, right? So you can omit those, right? So what does it mean? So let me try this one. So does it make sense? Word take a guess. What will I got? What do I got? I omitted the left side index. I omitted the right side index. That just means the whole string, starting from the beginning to the end, right? So does it make sense to you, this? Does this make sense to you? Good. Okay, very good. So now let's move on to the next topic. Right, so the built-in function in the Python, the function name is called len. It returns the length of a string. Can you guys run this one? Go ahead and run it. So length of the string. So let me put this here. So this tells me how long the string is. It has 5 characters. So that is why the length is 5. Okay. So len tells you how many characters you have in your string. So if you put a string there in the future, you will know that len can do a lot more. Okay. Not just for a string. It can do it for a list, a tuple, and a dictionary. Right? Right. Also, there's the max and the minimum alphabetic character. You can also use it to find it out. So let's do this one. What is max? Well, tell me it is P. Then let me try what is the minimum word. It tells me it is A. All right. Okay. So if I change the word to have a lowercase, then now I want to see what is minimum word. I got an H. So I want you to take a look at my screen, and you see in Python, you order the letters alphabetically, and the uppercase has a smaller value than lowercase. So even it's an uppercase Z, it is smaller than the lowercase a. Okay, it is smaller than the lowercase a. So you see here, what is the max? What is the minimum? So just keep that in your mind. Okay, uppercase has a smaller value. Lowercase has a larger value. And then they are alphabetically, if they are all lowercase or if they are all uppercase, then you can find out them in an alphabetical order. So you see, we learned 3 built-in functions. If you wanted to learn more, I'm not going to do it much today here, but if I do this here, Google, okay? And then let's put Python built-in functions. You see that, right? Choose it. And then you see this in a website called Built-in Functions Python. Click on it. You see there are a lot. What we tried here today is just 3. One is called length, this one. Okay. One is called max, this one. One is called minimum, that is this one. Can you just click on it? Then you will learn what does it do. Okay, what does it do? You go back, and click on minimum, then you know what does it do. If you read this, you think this is too hard or too complicated, just ignore it. We will do it more and more, then it will help you understand it. Okay. Any questions so far? Any question? Good question, Eva. Yes, you can. Let me just do that. Do not take the word as word literally, okay? Let me just show you. Word equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. All right. And then now let's see what is the minimum word. You get a 1. What is max word? You get an A. And then let me just do that. Okay. Word, I use the index value 3. What do I got? You got a 4. Okay. So you can have characters, you can have numbers in it. As long as you enclose it using quote. So you start with a single quote, you close it with a single quote. You start with a double quote, you close it using double quotes. It will treat the whole thing as a string. Okay. So Richard, I do not get your question. Okay, can you share your screen to me? So Richard, can you share the problem to me? You cannot run or you cannot write now. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So then when you can, then you just share it to me. I don't know what your problem is. Okay. All right. Any other question from the class? Which link? Oh, this website? Okay. All right. You can actually Google it, but let me just send it to the chat so you can go there and take a look at this one. Right? All right. So if you do not have question, I'm going to move on. Find out how many times a character appear in a string. So you see you have this, all right? Then you just use a count. You see how many times L appear, okay? And then you see, what does this mean? Count. And then what does it mean? 3. So let's try this then, okay? Word equal to hello. Right? So word count. I wanted to count how many times L appeared. I got a 2. So let me do that again, but this time I put a 3 here. Okay. So what does it mean? 3. All right. Okay. So it means from the beginning and to this position, how many in it? So let me just go there. So string count, okay, Python string count. All right. So what does it mean? So you can just start and then you have the end. Okay. So you can count it. So start is optional, end is optional. Okay. So if you do the count, you see here it counts the substring for the whole thing. So you say is, right? And then you count this one from 8 to 25. Okay. So here is that you say count. Okay. Start. Right? Start from this position, end at that position. So that's why you say you get those results. So does it make sense to you? So let me give you this URL as well. So if you wanted to read it more. So how the count works in Python, right? How does it work? All right, so let's move on. So can you guys answer this question now? Like the one answer, and that's the correct answer. So you can only choose one. If you choose 2, that means you are not right. There's only one right answer here. All right. So I get 3 different answers. So let me ask the students why you have that answer, okay? So Adrian, so what do you choose and why you choose that?
I chose B because in the string when it goes from the beginning to 6, but I think I remember you telling it cuts off the last letter, the 6, which was E, and then it adds on pi native. So I said B because it cuts off the E and it adds the pi native.
Okay. All right. So you choose B, then Jeff. So what do you choose and why do you choose it?
Wait, okay. Let's see. So I chose D because, well, string 1 equals welcome, and then after you have to then you print like string 1, and then you oh wait, I think it's supposed to be B because like you have to cut off the E because it's only the first 6 letters, and that's WELCOM, and then plus pi native, and then there's no space in between, so it would be B.
Okay, so Richard, what do you choose and why you choose that?
It's C because you only do the first 5 letters. So wait. Yeah, I think it's the first 5 letters. Wait, what the heck? Wait. Did you accidentally add an M to that?
All
What,
right,
Richard?
so the right answer is C because this one you get a WELCOM, right? So WELCOM, that's it. But this one, you guys did not notice the space here. So that's why you have a space between M and the P. Okay, so that is why C is the right answer. Okay, if you choose B, you are triggered by this space here. You do not pay attention to it. So that's why you get the answer B. If you choose D or A, that means, okay, D, you did not understand that one because E is not included. Okay, all right, so let's do the next one. So let me put it separate here. Go do it, guys. Can you guys do this one? Forgot the previous question, okay? Do this one. Okay, I get 3 answers, but 2 different answers. I got 4 answers. I have many more students than 4, right? Let me see who is not answering.
I'm trying to test, but it's not working.
So that's why, Ethan, I tell you, do not use the machine to solve it. Use your own brain. All right. So I want to stop here, and then I will ask the students. And when you choose your answer and why, Eva, what do you choose and why?
I choose C because like the like word I isn't it 7 like in the sequence 7 times?
Because it appears through 7 times. This 1 time, right? So here is 1 time, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so then let me ask Sophia. So what's your answer and why? I cannot hear you, Sophia.
Okay, so for me, I initially did B6, but after I counted all the is things, it's actually 7. So
Okay, you changed your mind. Okay.
yeah.
So Adrian, so what's your answer and why?
I chose B because there's 7, but you still have to cut off the last one.
Okay. I think you are there. I think maybe my word confused you. So when you use 4, that means you started at position 4. So this is position 1, position 2, and this space position 3, right? And then this position 4, right? But position for the index value actually is 3. So here start from index value 4. So that means start from here to the end. So that's why the right answer is B. You only have 6 appearance here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because you have to start from this S. Okay. So this start, come back to the website, string count. Okay. String count. All right. Okay. So hopefully this makes sense to you. And you can learn the string count. Let me go to another website. So it may be easier. So this website usually also it's more straightforward. You say count. You have the start and then you have the end. So let me give you this URL. Okay. All right. So move on. We continue to learn string, and then now we want to see how do we convert a string to uppercase or lowercase. So come here. So now you just say word dot upper. See what you get. You get all hellos or uppercase. And you can use lower to convert it to all lowercase. Okay? You see this all lowercase. Hopefully this is very straightforward to you. Okay, very straightforward. All right. So to check if a string start with or end with a character or a substring, just use this. Word starts with HE. Word ends with HE. You can change this as well. Okay. If it starts with HE, it will return true. If it ends with HE, it will return true. If not, it will return false. So for this one, if I say word starts with HE, I will get a false because I will get a true because hello starts with HE, right?
I think it starts.
Mr. NS starts. Thanks. You get a true. Okay. All right. So now let's learn another thing. This one is very important. Okay. Strip. So you strip, okay? You strip it, that means it will remove the starting and the ending space. It does not remove the space in between. If you have a leading space and you have an ending space, then you will remove it. So let me do this. Word equal to, let me put a lot of space here. I like Python. Put a lot of space here. So now I will say word strip. You see what I got. The space in between are all preserved, but the leading space and the ending space, it is gone. Okay, it is gone. So you can use a strip to do that. Why this is important? Because when we handle strings, sometimes people make mistake. They put an extra space in the end. Sometimes when the people try to input something, he put it in space before, in the very beginning, and then he think, oh, okay, just made mistake. Let me keep typing. So he types in. So that's why it help you to strip out all the leading spaces and the ending spaces. Okay, so you use a strip. All right. So you can replace a substring, okay, with a new substring. So what does it do? You say you just use replace. Now give you this example, okay? You say word, a new word, and then you use word replace. You replace new with good, and you see what you get. Let me give you this code, and you try to run it yourself, and then see what you get. Right? So let me do it here. Word equal to a new word. Then now I say word replace. I will replace new with good. Okay. All right. Then let me run it. Uh-oh, I got a problem. When I ask a word, why they still give me a new word? You see, I want to replace it. It give me a good word here. So I want every one of you pay attention to this. And this is a very important concept. So we just said word up, and you will convert it to an all uppercase. You see a new word, all uppercase. But if you ask the system what is word, you see it does not get a change. Okay, it does not get a change. It's still in a mixed case here. So why? So this is a very important concept. A string is an immutable object. And immutable, that means you cannot change it once you create it. Okay? It stays that way. So all those functions, it will create a new string. It does not change the word itself. Okay? It just creates a new string. So if I assign that to a new string, to a new variable, then you will see that. So let me do that. So let me just use a new variable name. I call it my var, and I say word dot upper. Okay, and then let's see what is my var. It is all uppercase. what is word? It's still the mixed case, the original value. And then you ask me, oh, you told me they kind of changed it, but when I see word equal to I like Python, then I ask word, why this is I like Python? It's not a new word anymore. Yes, you asked a very good question. The reason is that when you do this, that means you assign a new value to word. So word just trashed the old value. It does not remember what is the old value is anymore. So it just point to this new value. So just like if I ask you a question, you totally forgot. You even do not know what I'm talking about. That means, okay, you just like a variable. Now you point it to a new value. So what I taught you, you just trash it. You put it into garbage already. You forgot it totally. You see here, word now has a new value. I like Python. It forgot the old value, a new word. It forgot it. So if you ask a word multiple times now, it still says, I like Python. I like Python, right? Because that's a new value it remembers. It holds that new value. So it doesn't mean that you change the original value and you will. Okay? That one just trashed. Just trashed. Hopefully this makes sense to you. And you need to remember that. And a string is immutable. Immutable. So you cannot change it. Okay? And then you say, oh, why you do this? You see, so why you do this? This does not change the value. And then now you see word equal to word plus hello. And you see here. Didn't I change the value? Didn't I change the string? Actually, you did not change a string. You just use this string, concatenate with this string, and create a new string, and you assign it back to word, this variable. Okay, so this variable holds that value now, that new string. All right, let me pause here. So you have question. Does it make sense to you?
Yeah.
Chris, does this make sense to you, Chris?
Yeah. A new world.
Okay, so I hope this makes sense to you, okay? Good. So let's move on. So then let's do some fun thing, okay? Split. You can split a word, and when you do this one, then you introduce a new data type, and that data type is what we are going to learn next week. So you use a string split. And what do you want to use to split? By default, you use a space, okay? So by default, you split the entire string, okay? All right, so the method, okay, let me get a student to read this one. Then I want you to practice on it. Ethan, can you read this for me, this paragraph?
The method split parentheses returns a list of all the words in the string, using extra as the separator. Splits on all white space if left unspecified, optionally limiting the number of splits to none.
All right. So what does it mean? Let me just try some example. Okay, let's do that. Split. So what does it mean? You see, I have this string here. If I just say split, it will use the space to split the string, and it will make it a list. And that list will have 3 words in it. Let me give you this code.
Can you put that in the chat? Because why not?
Yeah, I'm going to do that. So all right, can you use that? What? Sorry. Okay, use that. So let me show you, okay? So word equal to word equal to a new word. Okay, now we use word split. You see, what do I got? I got a list. You see, you split it into 3. So this is 1, this is 1, this is 1. So if you do not specify what are you going to use to split it, it uses space. So default space here. Okay, if I use a different way to split it, I use word split. What I'm going to use, I will use E to split it. Think about what will I got. I will get 2 items here. You see A, N, W, word. And the white looks like that because it only has 1 E in it here, right? 1 E here. So it split this entire string into 2 parts. The part at the left, the part at the right. Okay. So that's why you split it, you get a 2. And this will be the data type we're going to learn next week. It's list. Okay. So you split a string, then you get a list. So what is a list? That's what we're going to learn. So you can use different delimiter to split it. So you can use any character, anything you can think, you can use it to split it. So if it does not exist, then you get you just get 1 item. So let me just use and I do not use that E. Let me just use K. Right? We do not have a K here, right? So let me split it. You see, I just get 1 item, a new word, because you have nothing to split it. But if I can use more than 1 string to split it, or more than 1 character to split it. So if I use WO to split it, so you see what I got. I got a new and a space, right? And then RLD exclamation, because you use WO to space to split it. So you take the WO out, the left side and the right side. So that's why you got this. And hopefully this makes sense to you. And we learned a lot of string. We learned a lot about string. Okay. All right. Okay. The last thing I want you to learn is that Z fill. You can fill a string. You say Z fill. And how do you do that? You see, this is a string. I wanted to Z fill 6. So you will add 3 zeros to it. So make this a string. Its length is a 6. Its length is a 6. You see, it understands the mark, negative mark. Okay, and understands what is the point. So you see, this one I already have 5. I already have 5, right? I already have 5 characters in it. And if you do Z fill 8, it will add 3 zeros to it. So make it 8. But for this one, you see it's more than 7. If you do Z fill, it will not add anything. It will just keep what it is. It's no need to do Z fill. You do not fill 0 to it because you see only see this is 7. Okay, so you already get that. So let me give you this code here, and you can try it, and then you can change it. Okay. All right. All right. So let me just try this one here. Try that.
I did. Can I share? Real
Yeah.
quick.
Share yours.
I just need to make sure I delete it.
Okay, change Z fill 7 to 17. You see what happens.
Ooh.
That gives you 4 zeros there, right?
Yeah.
So this is very smart. Okay. All right. So I want to stop here, and I want you to remember that. Let me ask the question that Eva asked me. So if you have a word equal to half A, and would the word split be HELPA or HELPA? Okay. So it will be the second one because you do not have space there. So you will only get the original one, but it still is a list. The list has 1 item in it. Okay. It will not be in a list of 5 items, H, E, L, P. It will not be. Okay. Because you don't have a space there. So when you do split, so you keep the original one. All right, so let me return the class back to Miss He.